Oh yeah, you know I was dying to push the go button today. Seeing all you out there, that's really cool. Hey, hello everybody. My name's Rob Appell. Welcome to a Friday Fun Day Live with yours truly, Rob Appell from Stitchin Heaven out in Quitman, Texas. If you have just stumbled across the channel, I apologize. I am highly caffeinated. I am a quilt maker and I am incredibly blessed. I was just enjoying watching all of my friends chat across the room on the big screen there. So make sure you're letting us know who you are, where you're logging in, where you're viewing from today. Nancy, it is great to know that you would watch the tutorials and then come back for even more this afternoon. Super blessed as always, as you well know, my friend. And everybody else I'm seeing out there engaging, super great. I can see that the inspiration and enthusiasm that started on the Patriot, or maybe even a couple weeks before the Patriot cruise, has really carrying over. So Stephanie, Ingrid, I see you're out there as well. Really wonderful. This is awesome. It's a YouTube channel. Like I said, if you're just signing in, we have about 58,000 subscribers out there, almost to 59. We'll probably hit that by Monday or Tuesday. So help me make sure that happens, please. We also have a private Facebook group, Rob Appell, and we're actually almost to 1,500 members there. So again, I keep saying every week I'm going to update the thumbnail. But yeah, that's over on Facebook. Love to have you join us as part of our community there. I will have a lot of links in the description today for some of the things we talk about, although it is a bit of a light show today, which for no other excuse than the fact that I've been in a bit of administrative work this week. Look at this. I'm working on one of the new quilt patterns, and this is what my week has kind of looked like more so. Even though I constructed the quilt, now I've got to make sure it all really works. And I do have an update on that as we dive into the announcement portion of today's live show. So maybe I'll just say it right now while we're on the topic. Okay, so I've been asking everybody to save the date for the virtual quilt along featuring this quilt here. That is the glowing checkered star in the middle of the remodel over the weekend. However, folks, I have this September 14th, 2024. Folks, I'm going to give you the day back, but only for a short period of time. Please do not panic. What we have decided to do is make sure that we do our first virtual sew along with myself on an all-day quilt along with all of you to our very best of our abilities. And just to be straight with you all, I think our production team with all of our different block of the months and quilting kits we have going, we require a bit more lead time, and I kind of sprung the project on them a little bit. Sorry, folks. So anyway, we have not chosen a date. I will be back very soon, even possibly next Friday with the official date. What we really want to do, and I hope I'm not saying too much too soon, but we are going to do a virtual sew day that everybody can enjoy through the internet. We'll have pre-cut kits available so you can make your quilt if you'd like to in the same day that I'm doing it. I will probably be sewing fast and furious to make sure I can do the quilt in a day. It can be done in a day. I'm not going to say you all have to do your quilt in a day. It's just something fun to try to do. It's the same style of blocks over and over again. So I think there's 4 different blocks we'll be working with in that. But I also want to have a in-person retreat where we can get together and play with different colorways, different little variations on the project. And we also want to offer kind of golden ticket style, some opportunities for all of you out there that participate in these projects and programs and events to possibly win a seat at the event, or maybe a couple of different seats. So that's what we're putting all together. Actually, it's a virtual sew along, followed a few months later with an in-person quilt along. And at that in-person, or I should say quilting retreat there in Quitman, we're possibly, bigger than possibly, going to have some awesome seats available for all of you through getting those pre-cut quilt kits. So again, I got the cart in front of the horse a little bit by telling you all to save the date, and we're going to let you know what the new date is for the Rob's virtual retreat in the near future. Okay, long arm training event. If you are interested or have already purchased a long arm, we have the Handy Quilter hands-on training event coming up October 16th through 18th. A great time to, like I said, either investigate and or purchase. It's 3 full days of classes. It's going to be awesome. We've got 2 great instructors coming, Karen King, and then of course Janelle, and I always mess up her name, Mesker. or Metzger. I hope I'm getting it right. Janelle, just call me and pronounce it for me because I'm just such a buffoon that way. My answer is always it's so small on my screen, but really the answer is I just haven't met Janelle yet and I need to. So I hope to get to be there in October when the Handy Quilter event's going on. I'm pretty new to long arming, and Handy Quilter has both awesome sit-down machines. Of course, they have the domestic machines, which I love. This is a Handy Quilter right here, but also the long arm, and they're going to be doing some ruler work, some programming work, some hands-on free motion work. So it's really a great way for those of you who are interested in doing your own quilting. Scott Hansen, Blue Nickel Studios out there, who I was speaking to yesterday, who is in a mad dash to get a quilt top done to get off to a quilter. See, if you would quilt your own quilts, Scott, you wouldn't be in such a rush to send them away. I'm just busting your chops, buddy. I love you. Okay, and so while we're going through there talking about love and excitement, look at this. Seen in the wild last week at Bernina University. Yeah, I think that quilt was actually asked to sit in the hallway over there by the light switch. But that is one of my double tumbler projects featuring the new and newer worlds fabrics by yours truly. And then also this is the borrowed time quilt. This one might be a little closer to the showcase. So borrowed time is a really fun, it's a free project, a free pattern, and I believe the pattern is available already on the Benartex website, and it will be 2 weeks from now. So July 3rd, it will be the video, because we'll be able to start shipping fabrics on July 1 for all of you from Stitchin Heaven on the new fabric release, which is pretty cool. Last week, or I should say Wednesday this week, we did our recorded tutorial, which was the Arabella Block 5. Really enjoying sewing along on the Arabella quilt. As many of you know, of course, we sold out of the pre-cut kits, but I got a really wonderful comment on the video, I guess what I'm trying to say, thanking me for putting them up, because that particular person had purchased their kit elsewhere and was able to follow along with the videos. So yes, we're not going to be able to do a block of the month actual tutorial for every single block of the month that we do, because we do usually ship at least 6 different new block of the months every single month, and we have, of course, long story short, it's a lot to keep up with. So I chose Arabella this year because it was just something I was very interested in. Actually, my buddy, well, former friend Andrew Lee, he wanted to do it, but I beat him to it. He's been talking about it for a while, so I'm making the quilt. He probably wouldn't even accept it if I gave it to him, because my points don't completely match up. He's already been inspecting it, but we're having a lot of fun working on that. And so anyways, yes, we'll be doing other block of the months, and really excited to have all of you following along with that. Next week, we're going to be doing an ice cream swirls. That's another one of the skill builders that we did on the easiest log cabin quilt ever. And there it is. That's the easiest log cabin quilt ever over there on the wall. And I thought it might be just kind of fun. I'm going to go nice and slow. I've got an extra camera rigged up here. So I'm going to come in and give you all now the camera mode, but nice and close up so you can see some more of the quilting. I'm going to go really slow because I know there's an internet and there's a lag, and I want you to be able to actually see the stitching. Of course, it's not perfect, but it's a lot of fun. So there were the wishbones we were doing last week. And really the concept for this style of machine quilting for me, which is what I really love to do, is just play. Play with the free motion quilting, play along on the quilt, and I'm just changing motifs constantly as the fabrics change, the colors change. I used a variegated thread that you'll be able to see in the white and cream that was kind of a blue to purple tone, so it fit nicely. But I've done some straight line quilting. I've done some wild, explosive, swirly quilting. It is all basically uniformly quilted. And I have several fun videos that talk about how I do a lot of this machine quilting like I do. And so at any rate, let me switch back so you don't get dizzy. Boink, there we go. Okay, and if you want to see more of that towards the end of the video, please let me know. And I could zoom in for you on specific sections now that you've seen a little bit. Pretty awesome there. And I keep getting requests. I just saw somebody mention, look at that stack of beautiful fabrics. So I keep getting requests. Yeah, on the overhead camera here, this quilt, this is the Splice Magic, the Synergy Remix. And this one here is the one you can get in the quilt kits that feature all of my new fabrics. It also happens to be this quilt that's up on the wall. This is just a different fabric. And then of course the one that comes in the kit wouldn't have my logo on it because I made that for myself. So I do get almost once a week or more the request for, hey Rob, what is the quilt on the back wall? Is there a tutorial and is there a kit? Yes, is the answer for both of those questions for you all. And that's pretty exciting. So please just check out the stitchinheaven.com. I almost said website for that, but Stitchin Heaven website so that you can get a hold of those. And again, I have all of those in the descriptions below. And now as we dash through, I believe it's time we celebrate another wonderful week of the things we're grateful for. So if you're a new viewer today, I truly believe it's important to spend time each morning being grateful. And so I like to bring you all up to speed. And of course, it's a fun way to run through some of the other things that have gone on through my life. A lot of times this is non-sewing related, and a lot of this will be today, but it doesn't mean I wasn't grateful for it, right? So here we go. Here's the list for this week, and I'm pretty excited about that. And I did forget to mention all of you dads out there last Friday because I was so excited about the remodel, which is also part of the grateful list. Happy Father's Day. Super cool. So yes, we had Father's Day, and my daughter blamed me for all of the wonderful things that she thinks she has become. I got this wonderful hat, and so this says Scout on it. And now my daughter works at Scout Coffee. We'll wear this for the rest of the show. My daughter works at Scout Coffee, but it just says Scout, and I think that's pretty cool. I've already decided that we'll have to do something during the August retreat with the Scout hat because I feel like now it's more of an adventure guide kind of thing. If you've been to one of my other retreats, you know I have access to the entire property, so we may or may not have snuck into the warehouse and thrown darts at quilts in the middle of the night. And you can interpret that any way you want. There are people that may or may not know what truly happened during that event, actually live here with us today. At any rate, this makes me feel like I need to come up with some sort of mission for us all to go on while we're at retreat. So you'll definitely be seeing the Scout hat more. I'm concerned though, apparently all the kids these days are wearing their hats flat, and I think it makes my head look weird. I want to bend it badly, but apparently I'm supposed to keep it flat. So there we go. That's the hat for today. Maybe I'll just wear it backwards. There we go, even better. So Father's Day, and then also, and I'll show you here in a moment, but I got this really cool, and yes, I've used it, so there's food particles on it, but it's a barbecue grill wok, they called it, and you put your veggies in it. Now, I've always grilled veggies just straight on the thing, but it's a little bit more work. So this is pretty cool. Here's the results. Okay, it's the day after Father's Day, and I got this cool barbecue wok thing for vegetables, so we're going to give it a whirl. And I know you all appreciate some of the outside of sewing content, so let's see what happens here. Preheat the grill, it said. Throw it on there. I've got to line it up because I'm OCD that way. And then we're going to close the lid, let it chill out for a few minutes, and then throw the veggies in it. Ooh, might be a little too hot. Said keep the lid closed, but I did burgers a few nights ago. Okay, here's the vegetable prep. Oh, and bacon, of course. All right, let's do this. Just gonna put that in there for a minute or two. Let it sit. Got some oil, some season on there. Close the lid. Come back and shake it around. Okay, 2 or 3 minutes later, let's see how this goes. First time, not looking too bad. The vegetables are all totally raw. It's going to take a while, as it should. I like the way this is working so far. Okay, I think it's about time to call it. The loose particles are now burned pretty good, even the bacon parts, which I was hoping would create a little bit of flavor and juice. But the other stuff feels like it's like about a good roasted al dente. Let's see how this goes. I'm thinking this stuff with all the garlic here for the win, as I'm getting the coconut oil hot for the fish and shrimp. So this is going to work out good. I am going to go with definitely tasted better than it looked. The bacon was probably a bad idea, and of course I chose the worst possible vegetables to grill, being the carrot and the cauliflower, but they grilled up nice, and so pretty good. Actually, Brussels sprouts. I mean, like, who even eats Brussels sprouts? Sorry. Anyways, so yeah, it was fun. It was a fun experiment. I'll use it again. Definitely want to going camping, and a lot of times we'll just throw a piece of fish or two on the grill, so this is nice to throw it on the side. So if you're looking for a recommendation and something fun to get for the vegetarians with a barbecue out there, there you go. Not that I'm a vegetarian. I don't want any of my friends in Texas to get offended out there. All right, so back to the grateful list we go. And like I said, new floors and countertop wars. So if you've been following us along on the Facebook, on our private group, you saw that we put in new flooring this weekend, I should say. It was kind of my Father's Day to myself. Let me make sure you can see a little bit better. And thank you for the compliments on the beautiful turquoise door. There's the dog Winston. The turquoise door, of course, was my wife's idea. Now, here's the situation at hand. We tore out part of our counter cabinetry, and so now we have this countertop and that bar or that post that floats over there. So right now we've been working on maybe putting in some sort of a bar, and you can see by the blue tape the area that would be actually cut away. I don't want to cut my good wood yet. I was strongly suggesting we just reuse the the cabinet doors from the counter underneath the countertop, or the cabinet underneath the countertop. Too many C words here that I ended up butchering, and these doors fit pretty nicely and the wood matches perfect. But my wife said no, because apparently these doorknobs and or the hinges keep getting caught on stuff. So she says no. I'm thinking we're going to put in a really nice countertop bar. I told her these would be pretty secure if I just put a few screws down to go ahead and hold it. The nice situation is that Charlie, our lovely cat who mostly sleeps on my pillow all day, was out killing, and he definitely approves of the job site, as we woke up to what was the remnants of a rabbit there. People were very concerned about that, but Charlie cat approves of the construction site, because normally he puts that at the foot of our bed. Cats, right? I know. Okay, so back to the grateful list we go, folks. All-Star Friends. And again, Carl even mentioned that he's working on the All-Star shirt. I have a bunch of new All-Star Friends out there, and my All-Star Friends this week have kept me smiling and happy and encouraging me in a lot of different ways. So Stephanie and Ingrid, both of you, thank you for all of the support you've offered Stitchin Heaven, all of the videos you've been posting, all of the follow-up information, the new to cruising kinds of information, which is so solid. I've watched a couple of hours of your videos in the last week, and I really appreciate all that you've had to say, and as honest as you're being with everybody out there and letting them all know everything that you experienced. Pretty great. And also one of the things that we love is humor. So we were laughing and joking. If you were on the cruise with us, you know Andrew likes to tease me, Andrew, my former friend Andrew Lee, the combat quilter, because he says my borders are not always straight, and a lot of times it's just the way that I mount these silly things. So we now have referred to my quilts as the bacon quilts, and it's awesome what you can do in just a moment with AI. So I just want to share with you all, yes, let's get a full shot of that. That is now what I'm going to start working on for my dear friend Andrew. That is what I'm going to refer to as the bacon quilt, right? How good is that, right? Anyways, I love it. So, and last but not least, the glowing checkered star. That's our quilt update. Let me get this bacon quilt off the screen here. Too many buttons to push today. So, yes, like I was starting to say as part of the announcements, glowing checkered star is ready to rock and roll, but we are not ready to rock and roll on all of the fun. We keep getting more ideas and more things we want to do. So the save the date of the September, I think it was 17th, has been canceled. And what we're going to do is get you all of the information very soon on that awesome glowing checkered star quilt. It did just arrive in Texas a couple of days ago. Elijah's taking photographs of it today, so we can do a bunch of different wonderful, right, Elijah? You're taking pictures today, right? Elijah? You out there, Bueller? No, just kidding. At any rate, so we're having a lot of fun with that, and we're going to make sure that we have a incredible series of fun and opportunity around that quilt. If we're going to do it, why just do it? We're going to just do it well. We're going to incredibly do it well. So anyways, that's pretty fun, and pretty much the rest of the show I have. Let me check my notes as I go through. I think you all got to see just about everything. I did understand that you will be sending in some, here's my email. Carl, I want to see the pictures. If any of you would like to send in pictures of your quilts for the show and tell that we'll do sometimes, or questions you have, my email address is rob@stitchinheaven.com. And do make sure you're checking out the website constantly. We have wonderful flash sales that we do. We have all kinds of events that are constantly being posted up there. We have some what do I want to say, like pre-releases to some awesome new fabric lines that we've pre-ordered into. Of course, there's always the block of the month stuff and the cruising and the travel events. So as I say that, awesome. Okay, so now, oh good, Nancy, Carl's here now. All right, so I just want to make sure that I get to answer all your questions. So I'm going to take a moment. As you know, I don't really look at them while I'm trying to do my presentation. Nancy, thanks for the floor. It's looking great. And I'm going to try to keep up with y'all, all y'all's out there. And let me know if you want to see a little more close-ups of the quilting over there on the wall. I know a lot of you have seen my style of quilting before, and it's really no big deal, really is what I'm saying there. Awesome. It's wonderful to have so many of you out there. Grapevine, Texas even. So I'm glad I told him I wasn't just a vegetarian, right, Cheryl? Right? Roxanne's out here with us today. Carly's out there with us. Kansas, that's pretty rad. Oh, I'm sorry if you're having problems with the volume. My mics are still running. I'm watching that. Would you like to see the stack of beautiful fabrics up close? Maybe we should do that. I don't even want to know what a jelly pedicure is, Carl. I'm afraid I will find out soon. But yeah, okay, let's go one more few moments to the close-up, super close-up cam, just because I can. Here we go. Coming in, and we're going to go into beautiful fabric bundle mode first. Yeah, that's all 18 now of the new worlds and newer worlds. So again, in about a week or so, July 3rd, will be the video with all of those in them. And what you see in the quilt is the new worlds and the shadow blush and the superior solids from Tex, and just some really fun free motion quilting to promote and teach a bunch of skill builder videos, which are coming up again. We have 2 or 3 out, and we have a couple more still coming for you. And I just love this quilt. I don't know if it's the colors, the energy, or I just know that it kind of pulled me through yet another one of those kind of depressing, frustrating times in my life, just by taking the time to work with the colors and all the different shapes and sizes and fun engineering of it. Got my brain out of the gutter basically and back into the creative process. I really like these little squares down there too. Super fun. Super fun. Okay, and there you go, Mark. That's for you if you're watching, buddy. I love you. Back to my all-star friends. Okay, there we are, folks. I'm going to set her down, plug her back in just in case we need it. Make sure I've gotten everybody's questions tended to for today as I get ready to sign off. Awesome. It looks like we've done it one more time. Folks, I hope you all have a blessed weekend coming up. Don't forget to be grateful and thank all of those around you for the reasons that they make you grateful. Make sure you're doing a bunch of creative stuff, whether that's gardening or sewing or surfing or whatever you're going to be doing this weekend while you're out there. Hey, teachers, it's summer, right? My wife's a school teacher, so now we have what we refer to fun as Summer Jenny around the house, which is a very happy wife that is often found watching a movie in the middle of the afternoon, having a second workout, maybe going on a hike and then a hot tub. You never know what she's going to do, but she's having a great time. My wife's also part of the administration at her school, so she doesn't get quite as long for summer, but she definitely knows how to maximize all of that free time that she's earned. Of course, I don't know if it's even really considered free time if you count all the hours they put in. So all of you teachers out there is what I'm really trying to say. Enjoy your summer break. You so deserve it. And all of you folks that are out there helping kids learn and get educated and stuff, we appreciate what you do. Thank you very much for sewing along and chatting along with me today. Make sure you enjoy the tutorial coming up Wednesday. Share the video content and our Facebook with your friends. Help grow the community.